Hello and welcome back to Ace Attorney. I'm here with a new video and I am ready to continue. Oh my god, new sounds! Oh my god! Okay, let's go. There we are with Detective Gumshoe and I think we should present this... oh no, the game is dying again. Right at the beginning as well. Oh, there we go. I think we should present this list of the IDs of everyone who entered the room. What is this? Wait, let me check this real quick. Okay, that doesn't tell me too much right now. Let's present this list. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! Oh, what is it? The second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. Okay. What? ID card record updated in the court record. IDs of all who entered the evidence room on the 21st of February. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Wait, let me check this real quick. 8730579, Miles Edgeworth. And we have Bruce Goodman. Interesting. I wonder who 77777 whatever is. Because apparently they entered... Oh, they didn't enter at the same time. They entered 20 minutes before Edgeworth. Interesting. I wonder... Should we present anything else? Maybe this? Detective Goodman's note, and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. The shoe? A half-written document. Let's present this. Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If you see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing! That's fine. You bet it's fine, pa. Okay, has nothing to say about that. Let's see if we can talk more. Boss for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, you're boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here, in the police department. But if you're a boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They are using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Haha, of course. I'm a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? Okay, let's talk about Edgeworth. I always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Let's talk about the evidence lockers now. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my 3rd card since entering the force already. What? That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Don't be so sure about that. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. So, the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handle is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it... Zap! You get a shock! If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. That would be kinda brutal, wouldn't it? In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Evidence locker added to the court record. And the SL9 incident. Now, there was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So, it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. Well, it's kind of too late now, Phoenix. Sorry. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight, and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence? It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife! The victim took the knife out of the evidence... Oh, the victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? What? The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker? Oh, the victim as in Detective Goodman, the victim in this case. Okay, I understand. I wonder, what does autoplay mean? Okay, let's turn it off. I don't know if that's right. Let's slide over. Excuse me if you can hear that. Let's... Oh, actually, wait. We haven't examined this side. Let's examine this. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, there you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That's sad. I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under the trench coat either. If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Oh my god. Poor him. Let's check this locker. Do we really need to check every locker? This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey pal, our security is high-tech around here. Okay, we don't need to check every locker. The car door with some handcuffs attached to them? Or to it? Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away? Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Uh-oh. Better him than us. Yeah, that is true. So we don't need to. Yeah, okay. The door maybe? Yeah. That's the door we just came in through. Looks like you don't need an ID card to get out. I wonder what would happen if Officer Marshall cut the power while we were inside. Let's hope he remembers we're in here. Yeah, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Let's check out this junk. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. His personal pole? Wait, I've seen that somewhere else before. Right, pal, that's that metal detector. The one that led us to the solving of that case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And... I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, Dad, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. The cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. At the machine's heart, sure. This we have checked. In that case, now we can slide over. I mean, we need to check this out. What's this? Blood. It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Let's do that. Should we do it right now? Actually, let's investigate everything first. Okay, we've had all of that. Let's check this crime scene. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. And there's like a blood smear on that as well, it seems. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. Yeah, really, what do they have against Gumshoe? That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of those pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Take a closer look, of course. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh my god, that's so much fun! Okay, how do we combine, rotate left, rotate right, autoplay? Oh, that's the piece we are rotating. I thought we could rotate the base. Let's see if anything has like this very zigzaggy line. This is kinda hard to navigate, I'm gonna be honest. Wait. Let's combine. Okay, now it's rotating, okay. This is very unusual, I gotta say. But it's kind of fun. Wait, how do we rotate? Like that. Oh my god. Okay, let's check this out. There's something sticking out of it. I wonder what that is. I must say, this is kind of clunky. Or at least for me, it's a bit difficult to navigate. And there's bloodstains on that. Okay. That must be the top, right? Like this, maybe. And there's something else sticking out of it. Can we combine this, maybe? Nope, okay. Give me just some time to figure out this whole mechanic, because that is kind of unusual, I must say. Okay, we combined another piece. Nice. That kind of seems to fit, so maybe that? Yeah. There's blood on it. Okay, now it's getting easier. Wait, I can't see if it's this piece because of the perspective. Okay, it's not. How do we rotate again? Oh my god. Okay, let's insert this piece. Okay. And now we need one of those top parts. How do we rotate? Like this. Okay, but that's not it. That's not it either. Let's rotate this, and I think this looks good. It's rotating again. This must be it, right? There's some interesting things sticking out of it. There's just 2 pieces left? Okay, that works. And I guess this is the last piece. But there's still something missing? Interesting. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. Indeed. And there's bloodstains on it as well. I guess I've already said that, but still. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar added to the cold record. Jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene. A piece is missing. Okay, let's keep examining. We can still examine here. If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are 2 things that bother me. 1, why are some of the pieces missing? 2, doesn't it seem a little unstable? It does indeed. No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. Does Phoenix like go to pottery classes or something? Let's examine this. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator lit above the door is lit. Light above. Oh my god, I can't read. The locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. Okay. Oh, this is the glove. Someone left a glove here. SL911 or 11, but only 1. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. A rubber glove added to the cold record. Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident. Extremely thin rubber glove. Let's check out the paint. What is a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. Is this about the blue badger? True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. It must be the badger. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the blue badger? Yeah. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? Amazing. Okay, all of this is already checked. Maybe that? Nope. And the lights? No, we can't examine either. In that case, we can go back. No, wait, actually... okay, wait, maybe we can do this. Let's get the luminol testing fluid and spray it. Okay, so there's obviously gonna be blood here. I'm just gonna spray everything and see if something comes out of it. Oh! There we have a lot of blood. I wonder if there's gonna be anything else. Okay, I think that's all. There we have our evidence. Let's examine that. There must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? Gumshoe! This is a serious investigation! This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Oh my god. Let's slide over. Check if there's any blood anywhere around here. Again, I'll see you if I find anything. Oh! Look, there's another handprint here. And that seems to be all. Yeah. Let's examine this then. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot if he fled out of the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What's this? It's called luminal testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. Just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Okay. And maybe check the door? But there seems to be nothing here. In that case, let's go back. And I do want to check the floor plans now. There they are. Okay, there we have our bloodstains. Interesting. Let's see if we can move. Yeah, let's move to the guard station. And honestly, really quickly, I want to check if there's any blood around here. But I will spare you of that. I will just let you know if I find something. Okay, there seems to be nothing there. Let's see if we can talk anything else. No, we can't. I do want to present this list though. Let's see if we can do something with that. The sheriff's back, and the Wild West didn't place much faith in everyone. About the only thing they trusted was the shooting hand. This is neither Wild nor West here. Aha! But that and this are two different things entirely. I guess so? Huh? I'm lost. Yeah, me too, honestly. Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Okay, let's go back. You know what I want to do? I want to talk to the Gant again. Criminal Affairs Department. Okay, we can't talk to Gant. Sure. In that case, let's go somewhere else. Detention center, maybe? Nothing here. We can present the list, though. Let's try that. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Okay. Okay, let's check for Edgeworth. He's not here. Sure. Okay, what do we do now, though? Maybe we could present it to her, I guess. Could you take a look at this? You! Oh, no! What else could we do now? I wonder. Detention center didn't work. High Prosecutor's office didn't work. Police department entrance did not work either. Oh my god! What? I was not expecting this. I just sprayed luminal testing fluid in Edgeworth's office. And found something. What? It looks like some blood has dripped down here. Judging by the amount, my guess it's from a nosebleed. A nosebleed, Maybe in his wrath, Mr. Edgeworth slapped someone for their incompetence. Why does Detective Gumshoe's face come to mind? Please don't use violence. Okay, apparently that was not significant. I guess. Oh! Wait, there's blood here! On top of the cactus. Interesting. Oh, wow! We got a reaction. I was not expecting that. I was just trying out everything because I had no idea what to do. I was so lost. I don't know if that's relevant though. There's clearly blood around the spines here. This room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something. And planted their head right in these spines. Ooh, ew. I think that might be more painful than being murdered. Okay, is there anything else of relevance here? Huh, but we had that already, right? I knew it, this is someone's right handprint. What? Wait, didn't we have that? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine! What? I was so sure we had examined that. No way, that was what we were missing. Oh my god, that took me so long to figure out. It's yours? Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, wouldn't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. Jot it down. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective. Hey pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edwards' inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to go give them my report for the day. Restaurant? What? It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of that flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you've got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. Really? That was all? But we had that, right? I was so sure. Oh my god. I guess at least we know what to do now. Okay, and let's go to the High Prosecutor's office. Oh my god, that took so long. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's office, room 1202. Oh my god, what? Oh, guests, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? What? He doesn't remember? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There he is standing by a window, a teacup in his hand. I want tea as well. Right. Does the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe... Oh, by the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me, somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. The real info is not very helpful anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. Let's talk. Inquiry committee. So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Oh my god, I'm so relieved. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Tomorrow's trial. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why? I ask you. Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Poor Edgeworth. Let's present... what do we present? This maybe. Oh, right. I'd better check this now. As I was saying, what's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? AI-16. He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Unrelated evidence, screwdriver added to the court record. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's, brought back to his office by Gant's request. Stubborn as always. I told you, this has nothing to do with the current case. Okay, what else do we present? Maybe the missing item report? Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea? I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. What might the best evidence be? Scene of the stabbing? Maybe we can present this? Okay, no, we can't. This knife, maybe? Huh. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You're the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Okay, can we talk? Allegations of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in that case 2 years ago too then. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was a deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We're dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't... Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor, wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminal testing fluid. Well then, might have use for this. Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know? I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks! How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprint set and fingerprint file received. Recovers fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. We do indeed. Thank you, Edgeworth. Oh, how nice! Let's move then. Let's move to where the handprint was. So, in here, into the evidence room. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, and this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Let's choose the thumb. Dust. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter, see? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With E. Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, it looks like fun. It might take some getting used to though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on the thick and blow away the extra. These are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. The basics. I guess I'd better give it a try. Okay. Let's dust as much as we can. Let's just put dust everywhere. I'll see you when it's done. Because that's gonna take a while. Okay. I'm thinking maybe I did too thorough of a job. But let's blow. Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? It means we're out of luck. I think that's a typo, right? Out of luck? The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. There, like next to the thumb. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Okay, sure. Let's dust. Okay, and let's blow. There we go! Yeah! Oh. Why is nothing happening? Should we dust more or what? Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling! That's dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. What are you expecting, Phoenix? Come on! Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth and point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find in this evidence locker? Gumshoes, right? Wait, what does this meter say? It's always the same. Like this thing in the middle, I mean. it must be Gumshoe's locker, right? He said it was his. Let's compare. Comparing. 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 13, 16. Comparison complete. Match found! Yeah! Aha! So the prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess it's probably because I was thinking. So what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always the next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You've got to roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's slide. And how do we do this again? Court record? Check? Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Use? How do we use it? Wait a second. What do we do? Let's use the luminol testing fluid again. There. And now, how do we use the fingerprint thing? Examine? This again? Oh! This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Leave it be. Sure, now let's check for prints. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the blood hand. Prints other than left by the blood hand? I don't see anything, I'm gonna be honest. Let's still try to dust here. Oh, we can't? I am pressing enter, but nothing's happening. Oh! Wait, there's an area! Okay, let's dust as much as we can. Yeah. Okay, it's safe to say that I've dusted quite thoroughly. Let's blow away. There we have a fingerprint. Okay, let's check. It's not Gans. It's not Meekins. That's definitely Marshall's one, right? Let's compare. Comparing 2, 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 16. Comparison complete. Match found. Yeah, I knew it. Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints added to the court record. Found on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print had been wiped. I was not expecting that. That's got to be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Yeah, it's where, like, the next finger would have been. Oh. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. But why would Officer Marshall... It looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. And that's it. To be continued. Oh my god! What an end! Oh my god, I was not expecting Marshall's fingerprints of all. Of course, we're gonna save our progress. Right here. And that wraps up today's episode of Ace Attorney. That was at parts kind of frustrating because I didn't know what to do, but then we found everything, we found all the evidence, and then now it's time for the next day of trial, right? I am so excited. I was not expecting Marshall to be involved with the murder, but now I'm not so sure anymore after we saw a bloody fingerprint of his. I'm so excited for how this will turn out, and I hope you are as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Ace Attorney. Goodbye, everyone!